What's up, everyone? This is Angelo coming at you with episode 211 of Spinning Thoughts. We have premiere episodes every Thursday at midnight Eastern on Adobe Radio. The video podcast drops at noon Eastern the same day, and the audio hits all platforms on Mondays. We're on all social media at Spin Thoughts. Our website is thespinningthoughts.com. And if you're watching this video on YouTube, give it a like. Make sure you're subscribed. It's just an excellent way to show your support. We've got an awesome interview here in episode 211. I've got Josh and Tristan from Magnolia Park on, and wow, this band rips. They are going to burst wide open in 2021, and they've been working really hard to get there. We're going to talk about new music that they haven't talked to anybody about before. First time we're going to talk about it right here. And there's a lot. This isn't just a single, but there is a new single coming very soon. But there's so much more. We're going to talk about their presence on TikTok, which is really sick. Their merch, their music videos, just so much. And without really wasting any time, why don't we check out that interview right here, right now? Tristan and Josh from Magnolia Park. All right, everybody. So I am really excited. We're back here in episode 211 with another guest. They've been on my radar for a long time, and a lot of people are talking about them, but not enough. And I feel like 21, this year is going to be the year. I am so excited. I've got Tristan and Josh from Magnolia Park. Friends, how's it going today?
It's going great.
Oh, wow, man.
So look, there's a lot we've got to cover here. And as I told you before we started recording, Adobe caps me at my time. So I'm going to dive right into things here. But for those who aren't familiar with Magnolia Park, and I told you guys, I just kind of stumbled upon you in the summer of 20. Everybody was at home and just trying to consume as much music and content. And I very happily came across Magnolia Park. And since then, it's almost like the worldly algorithms won't let me get away from you all. I see you fuckers everywhere. And so give me and my listeners a little bit of a history lesson on Magnolia Park. I do see a bunch of really sick singles that are out. It feels like stuff's about to burst for you all. But before we get ahead of ourselves, how did we get here?
That's a crazy story. But I'll give the shorter version. So we basically started in late 2018, early 2019. And it was just like the old drummer Scott and Freddie. We were all friends from since we were 12 and stuff, and we just wanted to play some emo and pop punk music. It was mostly Scott, and then we had trouble finding a singer, and then I was in Josh's band at the time of Autumn, and I was just like, I'm just gonna steal Josh, and we stole Josh from that band.
Yeah.
And we've been growing ever since. Had a little road bumps in the way, but we're still a pretty new band, 2 years into it now.
Yeah.
About to release our actual music now. A lot of cool stuff. We've been in the studio the whole time this pandemic.
Yeah, for majority of the pandemic, we've been in the studio.
Yeah, keeping as safe as possible too, because Florida is just it's crazy. The Florida man's a real thing. You got to watch out here. So it's a pretty crazy place.
I almost died during the recording process.
Oh yeah,
Really? Can we talk about that?
Go ahead, Josh.
I ate the world's hottest hot sauce, man, and yeah, my body didn't like that so much. It completely shut down on me. I was like, all right, cool. All right.
Yeah, I think there's a clip on one of our TikToks of him just with the firefighters and everyone surrounding it.
Bro, I was about to meet my greats. I was about to meet everyone.
He was dripping like a puddle of sweat. I thought he was going to die or something. It was coming off his forehead.
I could barely breathe. It was insane.
Yeah. And every time we go in the studio, something happens.
Every band that goes in there knows we have hot sauce dude now. So.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because I always like to ask bands hey, what's your craziest recording story? Or I feel like shit happens in the studio that you just would never imagine. Stuff that isn't even related to the music. And it seems like you guys kind of nailed it right there for us too. But I do want to ask this. So Tristan, you said that you kind of stole Josh from a previous band. What was that band? And does it still exist or did it go under now?
Does it still exist?
Oh, it's under, bro. It's under. I mean, they're still trying to make it work, but like they can't find any members that really stick. So.
Oh yeah, I remember. But yeah, there were a bunch of cool people.
I mean, I still hang out with them sometimes.
Yeah.
And that happens all the time in the industry. I mean, you see bands that like, you know, they'll bounce from, there's like touring members, and that's part of like what makes this community fucking awesome. And I know like the whole like touring member thing, like that sounds foreign because of the world we've been living in the last year or so. And actually talking about that, I know that you guys were saying like late 2018 was when Magnolia Park really started to form. 2019 seems to be when you started to release some of the music, right? 2020 seems to be when the band started to pick up some steam. 2020 was also the year of coronavirus. So what was that like to kind of, it almost, nobody benefits from the pandemic, right? Like at the end of the day, that's not a good thing. But it seems like Magnolia Park has looked to at least help others and entertain them and give them music and lift them up in a very shitty time. What was it like to kind of hit that rise in the middle of a pandemic when you can't tour or do anything like that?
It was weird because we were planning on touring.
Yeah.
2020. We're actually gonna like play House of Blues the day that quarantine happened.
Oh yeah.
And that's never happened because of the quarantine. So like instead of us being like, all right, we don't know what to do, we're like, all right, we're going to the studio anyway. Let's make the most out of it and make as much music as possible and write as much as possible. So we can still release music, and whenever the pandemic is over, we can start touring again. Like we have enough catalog to just do a complete show and just kill it.
Yeah. And 2020 was such a crazy time with like all the terrible tragedies that were happening in early 2020.
Yeah.
That definitely influenced us a lot to like be as positive and spread like a positive influence and be contributing to just like making things better, whether that's like promoting donations link, making that people aware of what's going on.
I mean, that's what Sigma was really about. Really.
Yeah.
Just all the riots that were happening, all the like political injustices that were happening in the world.
Yeah, that song was definitely inspired by that, and the aggression in it too, in that chorus. It was just a wild time, but we doubled down on being in the studio and getting better at our craft. And it was amazing being in the studio with Andrew Wade. And Andrew and Andy, his assistant, helped us grow a lot during like 2020. And hopefully the fans will see that with all the new music coming out.
Definitely.
2021 is going to be a fucking wicked year for new music. I mean, bands have been just like you guys are. You didn't just sit down. You didn't call it quits. You found the energy and the motivation to move forward, knowing that there's got to be something around this fucking corner. There's got to be something around this corner. And seriously, I love Magnolia Park because of the vibes, the positivity, and you're right there. People are talking about you guys. You know it. I know you can feel it, but you're probably too humble to say it. From what I understand, though, guys, the band, you guys are heading towards some new music, maybe a new single, other things. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. But first, I do want to talk about some music you've already released, Sick of It All and Love Me, and there's been others, but we'll focus on those two here for a minute. First of all, before we talk about the two specific songs, how does Magnolia Park go about writing music? Now, I understand it may be different because of the pandemic. I don't know if all of you are in the same location or spread across, with technology, you can find ways around it. But what is the like secret sauce to writing for Magnolia Park, if there is one?
So it actually varies from song to song. So like specifically, Sick of It All, I wrote the instrumental for that, just like the bass, and I sent it to Josh. That was like the easiest song ever to write.
Yeah, I wrote it in like 15 minutes.
Yeah, I sent it to him, and then he was just like, I got it. And yeah, and then we went back, like me and Freddie tweaked it and brought it to Andrew and Andy, and it took it to the next level after that. So but for like Love Me, we made me and Freddie are usually together like writing. We made that beat. It took us like 9 hours, like just like consistently like, okay, let's do this part, let's do that part. And then over time, it kept on building. And then me and Josh wrote the lyrics together.
think we're watching Soul Eater.
Yeah, we were watching Soul Eater and anime. Had it in the background. But yeah, it always varies because we have 5 songwriters in the band. Like we all write songs. Like Jared, our bassist, writes songs. Joe, Josh. So it's depending on it. But mostly Freddie and Josh and me get together and like finish the product.
I am really blown away by saying that like every person in the band is a songwriter. You guys are episode 211, which means I've talked to 211 some bands at this point. That's not really, I haven't heard that very often. Like that's kind of crazy. How does it may not even be something you can articulate, but like how do you get 5 different human beings together that are artistic, creative, and then speak the same language so it turns into a cohesive song that a lot of people fucking like?
Yeah. I mean, it's not really like crazy difficult. It's more of like we found like a balance between that because we all like different types of music, and that's what makes us unique. Like I come from like the hip hop, R&B world, and of course like pop punk and emo, but I'm more rooted in that. Josh is rooted in
more R&B and pop punk.
Yeah. And then Joe's a metalcore drummer. Like he can play anything from like Architects to Animals as Leaders and like kill it. And then Freddie comes from like the math rock core stuff with the Dance Gavin Dance, Polyphia. And Jared's more like traditionally trained in songwriting. He went to school for it and everything. So
he also does a lot of like pop rock.
Yeah, pop rock for sure. And then we just found that perfect blend, and it just works for some reason. Like I'm very grateful for that.
It does work. And you know, I told you guys before we started taping, I've played in bands before. I was actually in a ska band for almost 10 years. From my senior year of high school, we all went to the same college, and we were like the band, you know, at college and stuff like that. But the one thing that I heard you guys say, it just resonated with me. Our drummer was like metal as fuck. Like metal as fuck in a ska band. So like here, you know, I'm playing like these up, you know, beats and stuff on a guitar. We got some horns and shit. And then we just got like double. Yeah. But you know, that's something about Magnolia Park that I fucking love. Like just even in your bios, like you talk about like the different genres and stuff that you bring in. It's so important with all the hate and all the putting into boxes. And you know, let's actually even maybe talk about that right now with Sick of It All, because I was seeing, like, looking at social media, my in-depth research team here at Spinning Thoughts, you know, we dive deep into the social media. You guys posted around February the 8th, you know, again, about Sick of It All. You're pushing this song big time. It's a fucking awesome song. But you mentioned that at first people were saying, like, yo, this isn't pop punk. Like, this ain't getting any kind of fucking airwaves. Like, we're not going to push this, basically. But now it's really kicking. What happened? Like, what's going on with all of that? And it just makes me feel like we put people into these boxes when we should just embrace everybody.
I got this. Oh yeah, it's so for some reason, like obviously it has to do, like, we're not like pop punk is predominantly like white males and stuff, but for it has to do with that, and it has to do, like, we add elements that are different, and so we got a lot of comments. And like some people even close to us telling us, like, you guys don't even sound like that. And I'm like, well, we're making pop punk music. We're doing this. Like, you can't gatekeep pop punk, because then how will it grow, you know? So we fought through that at the beginning, because we just wanted to be different and like bring a new flavor, add like hip hop, add like all experimental elements, and take it to like further than it should go. So we got hate from like both ways at first, and it was really like a blessing that even like popped off like this, because like we experienced so much doubt at the beginning. So
there's something that a lot of people can relate to about just getting some hate and then overcoming that hate without stooping to the same fucking level. Like Magnolia Park just kept going, it seems. And there's a lot of inspiration behind that. But I mean, think of it, guys, like you're getting, from what it seems like, a lot of like bullshit surface level, like, oh, you guys ain't pop punk kind of stuff. And it's a pandemic and you can't go anywhere and do anything. A lot of bands called it quits without even that kind of adversity. I mean, what is the reason that you guys are still doing this?
Well, for like we always, me and Freddie and Josh always talk about it, for like kids like us, because like I'm Hispanic, Josh is Black, Joe, like we represent like a different community that we would just want like kids like us growing up to see that someone can do this and be successful at it, because it's just like so fun playing music with your best friends and making it. And there's a lot of kids like us that like alternative music but don't see the representation, you know?
Yeah, they don't see people that look like them in this scene.
Yeah.
And you know, that's something that we all strive to change.
Yeah, and I'm really happy to see bands like Action Adventure, Meet Me at the Altar, like Pink Shift, all coming up at the same time. It's really something beautiful, and I'm glad we have a community like this, for sure.
Another song that you guys have been doing is Love Me, featuring Kellin Quinn. Now, I mean, Jesus, this guy, Kellin Quinn, is just one of the most seminal voices in this goddamn scene.
Yeah.
I don't care if Magnolia Park's been around for 20 years or if you're in your first day. If you don't get excited about having Kellin Quinn on one of your tracks, you shouldn't be playing music anymore. What was it like? What was it like, guys, to have Kellin on a track? I mean, come on.
It was lucky, number one. Very surreal. Yeah, very, very crazy feeling, because he is an emo legend through and through. So
yeah,
he was super nice, super kind, really likes our music and supports us. It was really humbling to like know that someone that you look up to like fucks with you like that at the end of the day.
It was so weird for me because I went to the Silver Sirens Chris DeVille show back in the day when they were in Orlando. And literally I was like, one of these days I'm going to play a show with these guys. Not realizing years down the road, I have a song with this guy.
Yeah.
So it's like super cool to like witness that.
Yeah, that was awesome.
We've been talking a lot about these previously released singles, but now I do want to transition into what's ahead. As you guys already, it seems like you mentioned this upcoming mixtape on March the 19th. There's a single that's coming before that. Help me understand, and everybody, because I know that there's shit coming, and I have to know, what are we about to experience with Magnolia Park?
All right, February 26th.
Yeah.
We are dropping a new single called "Back on My Bullshit," featuring I Am J. Kellin.
Yeah.
Break down, what is this song? What are we going to get from this? The feature? Holy shit.
This was more of a hip hop vibe, I would say.
Yeah, it's really close to Sick of It All.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has the aggressive chorus. J. Kill killed it. Like, it's more of like that emo rappy style on his verse.
Video's gonna be crazy.
Oh yeah, video's crazy for sure.
Yeah.
Evan Draper killed it. Yeah, it's just a lot of fun, and the song itself is about like not letting yourself like fall into those like toxic habits or like breaking out of that. So it's something positive. It's not just like we're back on our bullshit.
Yeah, our version of back on my bullshit is like, yo, I'm back in on my stuff. I'm back on doing what I need to do to get where I need to go.
Yeah.
That's actually a beautiful message, right? Is like, again, like, it's almost cliche at this point because last year really was so fucking terrible. But like, this is the year to get back to the fucking bullshit. Get back to your grind. Get back to your shit, guys. Like, I totally get that. And I just embrace it 100%. So, okay, we've got this single, Back on My Bullshit. It's featuring I Am J. Kill. This is February the 26th. Can't fucking wait. What else is there? Because you guys are telling me, I heard you even say it before I was ready to talk about it, which is fine. March the 19th, we've got a collection of music coming. What's that all about?
Another feature, actually.
Oh, yeah. All right. So the 19th is our first mixtape. We're dropping 3 this year. It's called Dream Eater. It has Sick of It All, Love Me. It has Sunburst featuring Maggie from Glimmers. and it has like Back on My Bullshit. And
Wait. I fucking love Maggie. Maggie used to write for Spinning Thoughts. Hold on. She's fucking on this?
Yeah.
You caught me while I was drinking whiskey on that. Oh, my God. Wait, so she's on one of these tracks that will be, there's 3 on this first mixtape, you're saying?
Yeah.
Love Me, Sick of It All, and which one?
Back on My Bullshit. She's actually on like a remix of Sunburst. That song that's already out. She killed the verse. It sounds like that classic like neck deep vibe. I love it.
How did you guys link up with Maggie?
Just through IG.
Yeah.
Really?
I've been sharing.
We've been on Facebook groups together.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
Maggie's fucking awesome. I mean, guys, I tell her this all the fucking time. She doesn't write for Spinning Thoughts anymore. We miss her. We love her. I tell her this all the fucking time. One of the best voices I've ever heard, ever. Period. Flawless. Hits every note. So brilliant. So creative. I love that you have her on a track.
It's so weird. When I first heard it, I was like, is this Haley? Is this Haley Williams right now? Like, this is so good.
Bro, I will tell you, she's fucking better than Haley Williams. I mean, Maggie Schneider is the fucking shit, and I'll go to the grave. I'll die on this hill. Absolutely. So March 19th, we've got this mixtape, though, right? And you're saying, one more time for my own knowledge, because I was just, like, pumped about this Glimmers thing with Maggie. Love Me, Sick of It All, and then this new one that's dropping on the 26th, Back on My Bullshit, right?
Yeah.
Is this going to be something that people get on streaming services? Is this something from your website? Like, what are we seeing with that?
It'll be everywhere.
Yeah, available everywhere. Music videos, as much content.
A lot of TikToks coming from this.
A lot of TikToks.
And we'll talk more about this TikTok stuff, because I look up to you all on that TikTok. You guys are really killing it there for sure. Now, you're saying this is one of 3 mixtapes, though. Does that mean the other 2 are happening in 21? Can we put you on the record right now?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
You guys are like, fuck yeah, that's an easy question.
Second one's already like.
Your second one's already done.
Yeah, it's done, ready to go. Third one is it's getting there. It's almost ready, but that's going to come out in October.
Yeah.
It's actually called the Halloween mixtape. I'm speaking this into existence.
The Halloween mixtape is finally coming.
It's coming, baby.
Yeah, then the next one, the one in July, we already have the name for that. We already have all the songs done for that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, the next one after this one. I know I should be having up the first one, but
that was crazy, bro.
We got a crazy one.
That was crazy.
So let me ask you a bold question then when it comes to these mixtape releases. 2 questions. Will all Hal's 3 songs, or are we talking 9 total? And will the back 6, so these other 2 that we don't know much about, are they all brand new music, or is there songs that have previously been released on them?
So actually, the first project, Dream Eater, is going to have 6 songs in total.
Oh.
So it will have Love Me, Sick of It All, Back on My Bullshit, Sunburst, Things Don't Have to Suck, and Saining.
This is the one that drops on the 19th?
Yep. Yeah, March 19th.
Yeah.
Oh my God, there's 6.
Yeah.
And then the next one is also going to have 6.
No,
5.
Five.
Next one is 5. And then the Halloween mixtape, I think we're going to add
5 new ones.
More.
Yeah, 5 new ones, and then we're gonna bring back like some singles with maybe some like maybe a feature on Sick of It All. You never know. But the Halloween mixtape is like the main project this year, and we're leading up to that. And they're gonna be like all the new songs. Like we have 3 new songs you haven't heard on Dream Eater, 5 new songs you haven't heard.
So 2 new features. Actually 3 new features they haven't heard yet.
Oh yeah.
3, yeah.
Yeah, and we're definitely gonna have some more. Like we like having a collaboration of artists throughout the year.
I mean, I guess I could just tell it, right?
What?
Because we have I Am Jake Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah, Maggie from Glimmers.
Yeah.
Then we have
Ollie
from Broadside.
I forgot we had Ollie from Broadside too.
Yeah. Ollie Baxter from Broadside.
Holy shit! Oh my God, guys. Okay, swinging for the fences. I'm not that much into baseball. Let's fucking go for it. That is awesome. It seems like we're going to have to get you back on here for like a episode later in the year and talk even deeper about some of this stuff. Maybe even premiere a song or 2. This is more than what I expected. This is way more. And I mean, like, correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I couldn't find this shit anywhere. So is this really the first time we're talking about this?
Yeah. I think I never talked about this publicly.
Fuck yeah, guys. I love it. There's so much to look forward to. You guys are amping me up. And again, I got to keep myself on target here or else I'm going to just go off the rails. There's so much to talk about and to think about with this new music, but I do want to really hone in on something that Magnolia Park has caught my attention on consistently, and that is the branding. I mean, a band is a brand, and anybody who says elsewise is probably not that well engaged, right? But your band brands so fucking well, and I mean that in terms of your merch. We'll talk about merch in a second, but the music videos are so fucking good. And I have said this before on Spinning Thoughts, and I almost hate to say it, but I will say it again, that when I think of a band to come on the show, I usually look to see one thing at the very beginning, to even if I'll consider it. Do they have a music video? Because to me, a music video shows that you are invested, that you care about the way you look, the way that you, not to put like a shallow nature to it, but the way that you like brand yourself is important, right? You guys take that and run with it. What is the approach here with your branding, with these music videos? It seems like you work with a guy named Andrew Wade quite often in these music videos, and I'm referring to Sick of It All, Love Me, and even Houdini. Talk to me about these music videos and just the importance of this medium for you guys.
So yeah, we have a team behind us. Evan Draper is our main videographer. And he works like very closely with like Josh and Joe on like putting the videos together and the concepts. He shoots it. He has his own team too, a Silo Digital team, and like we put it together really quick, the content, and we just like really gel. Specifically on Love Me, like we put together that vision like last minute kind of.
Yeah.
But the aesthetics were there, like all preconceived. Luckily we found the Lambo.
Thank you, Christian.
All right, hold on. So I'm going to stop you there because you're fucking reading my mind. I have a question specifically around the fucking Lambo. I watched the video twice just to make sure like I wasn't seeing something like crazy. How the fuck did that happen? Awesome.
My buddy Christian, he's in another band here in Orlando called Ivy Paint, and I was just finished shooting a music video for them, and he was like, "Yeah, I got like all these cars. So if you want to use one, just let me know." I was like, "Yes, I want to use the Lambo." So he was like, "All right, cool." And like he literally came through while Orlando was having like a rolling blackout at the time, and we were like, "All right, cool." We were shooting in dark. So,
oh yeah, that was crazy. We have a curse that happened at the Houdini shoot. So we shot at this like black magic store. Really creepy dolls everywhere. Freaked us out. And every like video we shot after that, like something weird happened. Like Love Me had a rolling blackout right when we were shooting, like the exact time the lights went off, and we all freaked out, and we're scared to go check the power. What happened at back on my bullshit?
We're basically in the video. We used my friend's truck, and my friend was going home after the video shoot, gets to an accident.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
and
god.
we're just like, he's okay.
Yeah, he's okay.
He's okay. But we're just like, what in the world? And then this recent one.
Oh yeah.
For things not to suck.
Oh yeah. We won't get into that because that was just we basically got kicked out of like the videography place because whoever was running it didn't tell us you can't record like a band music video. We got our money back and everything, but it was just like something dumb like that.
Crazy.
So we had to reschedule the video.
Oh, geez. You know, it's like there's not enough roadblocks in the way for people, you know, to create music, especially in this like subgenre of genre, right? As if there's not enough roadblocks along the way. It's so interesting to hear these kind of stories from bands, and hopefully this, you know, this bad juju or whatever that's following the band after that Houdini shoot goes away. Did any of you guys get to drive the Lamborghinis? Or the Lamborghini, I guess?
Did you drive it? I drove it a total of 10 feet.
Oh, yeah.
I'm too tall for a Lamborghini. I'm way too tall.
Oh, my God. The struggle is real, isn't it?
Yeah, I was like, you know what? I stick with a Jeep.
There you go. All right. So, another thing about this branding, though, that I'd kind of loosely mentioned was this merch. And that's another area that I look for with bands is what are they doing with their merch? Because that's such a great opportunity to spread the word. And people love to rep, like right now, for lack of a term, great band out in New York. Highly recommend everybody go check them out. So your merch is sick, bright, vivid, colorful, and what I love about it is it corresponds with some of these singles that we've been talking about. I've seen a couple other bands do this. I told you guys this already. Why is the band going about this merch drop or these merch drops this way? And how's it been going so far?
Yeah. Well, big shout out to Jessica Griffith. She does like pretty much all the merch designs.
Okay, I'll cover that.
Yeah, and the covers and everything. She's super amazing to work with. She gets the vision that we want. But yeah, I saw a band called Sleep Token doing this, and I love their music and really inspired by them. So I brought it to the guys, like it's working for them really well. We should give it a shot. So shouts out to Sleep Token for good business practices. Yeah. So yeah, it's been working out for us doing it like that.
And it makes sense because, there will be arguments. We don't need to talk about this unless you want to, but I saw on your Twitter that you guys quote tweeted somebody saying that the future of rock music was solo artists, right? You guys kind of came back and said like, yo, we could do both. Like it doesn't have to be one or the other, right? Like it's like this blending of approaches and genres and people and embracing. What do you guys have to say about that? I mean, if we're on that topic right now, what do you have to think?
So I know why they said that because MGK and Ian Dior and Jaden, they're all solo artists, but they're all popping off. But at the same time, they're also forgetting that all the other bands in the world are also doing the same thing that they're doing. But yeah, like for the artists like MGK, who's already a colossal artist, switching genres for an album, they think that like, oh, so this is the new way. Yeah. Now Halsey is thinking about doing one, and Demi Lovato's thinking about doing one. It's like,
yeah, I think it's shouts out to Finn McKenty, the punk rock MBA. He's an awesome person. But yeah, that statement. I just think it's not true because like you have bands on the come up now, and usually it comes in cycles of like solo artists and bands. So it kind of goes like in a circle of life. But there was a point in rock where you had both. Like in that 90s, like 2000s, you had it all colliding. That's when it worked the best. So that's what I was trying to like make the point of like if both succeed and both are like on the come up, there's a bunch of new great bands coming up. So if both succeed, the genre will like thrive. And I'm glad to see it's coming back with like the pop artists as well.
I'm thankful for MGK.
Yeah,
to be honest, because he's the one that's really paving the way of revitalizing pop punk. I know people hate whenever people say that, but it's true.
Dude, Josh, here's the thing though, and I actually talked to a guy named Jared from a band called Dear Youth about this a couple weeks ago. And I'd asked him, like, what are you jamming these days? And he was like, yo, I'm going to get a lot of hate for saying MGK. And that's fucking bullshit that, like, people get hate for. Here's what I told Jared, and I'll tell you guys this. Like, I knew who MGK was before Tickets to My Downfall. But I'll be fucking honest. I never once listened to MGK. I mean, not once. Not once. It's not because I hate the guy or the genre. It just wasn't in my sphere. It just wasn't in my vision at that point. It wasn't there. But the fucker does a pop punk album and it enters my sphere and it's fucking sick, And the big thing for me, and I think we agree on this. I could be wrong. You could tell me if I'm wrong, but I think that we agree. The world doesn't have to be one or the other. It doesn't have to be that you shut one down so the other can thrive. It doesn't mean that, all it means is let's just fucking do this together, and let's stop hating, and let's just embrace a little bit more. That's the vibe I get from Magnolia Park. Am I wrong?
No, you're totally right. Like, I love to see how the youth and like the little older generation is coming together and just like celebrating the style of music because it's so amazing. And I'm glad to see its progression and like adding like elements like hip hop and alternative. Like it's all coming together. Like artists like Kenny Hoopla, Nothing Nowhere, are also like amazing, and it's like it's pushing us musically too because we look up to them. Yeah. And
Blood.
and young blood, like there's so many cool artists right now, like you can get inspired by. And speaking of Machine Gun Kelly, like the album is amazing. The dude did a whole like music video, has great pop punk songs.
Yeah, you don't see many artists doing that. I mean, I think the only other artist I've known to do that was Melanie Martinez.
Yeah, it's like something amazing that's happening to the scene right now, so I'm really grateful for that.
I really like your guys' vibe, and what a great conversation this has been. I do want to talk very quickly about TikTok. Now, TikTok, I actually talked to you guys on. I follow you there, and that's where I sent the message like, yo, we should talk on the podcast, right? Now, I'd heard of you guys before TikTok, and Spinning Thoughts is just new to TikTok. And here's the thing. TikTok's been around, not a long time comparatively to Twitter and all the other stuff, right? A lot of people jumped on it during COVID and the pandemic because they were isolated and things like that. I don't know when you guys jumped on, and if you want to talk about that, that's fine. But what I do want to say is this, that it looks like you realized that TikTok is beneficial, that you can use this as a marketing tool, that you can actually reach people on this platform unlike any other platform. You don't even need a following. You just need to know what the fuck you're doing and post cool content. You guys, of all the people that I'm starting to follow on TikTok and look at from a podcasting music perspective, I look up to you guys a lot actually in this realm. Why did you go on TikTok? What are you guys doing on there, and what's the goal?
So, I mean, it's such an amazing platform to just bring people to your music and your art and like show what you're about. Like, we were lucky enough where one of our Sick of All went viral on TikTok, and we shared a bunch. And that platform is so amazing to grow and to connect with people and different kinds of people. And you can share, it's like a music platform. Yeah. And it's like we got lucky enough to be a new band when this is like popping off. So
I feel like we got the idea from Crimson Apple, another band.
Oh yeah,
on TikTok.
Yeah, definitely Crimson Apple influence how we do like TikTok, and of course like Jaden, and like that's actually when I was like pressing Freddie, because I saw Jaden. I love his music and stuff, so I saw him do it on TikTok. I'm like, bro, we should do this and see what happens, and it's working out. And we dedicated a lot of time to making content for that.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are really flourishing there, and the content is great. You're one of my favorite follows on there, so I totally encourage everybody to go check out Magnolia Park on every social media, right? But TikTok, you guys are killing it. And I still feel like it's an early adoption kind of thing here. There's a lot of bands that are even vocal about like, yo, we're not ever going to fucking do this. I think that's silly. I think it's just silly to cut out a demographic of people. It's silly to cut out a platform. And I just, again, this just seems to be a brand for you guys, whether you know it or not. It's just inclusivity. You guys are all over the place and you're doing it all. And it takes effort though. That's the key. And that's why people don't like TikTok is it takes fucking effort. It's not the same kind of thing as posting on Twitter. Do you guys have any advice for bands who, whether they're established or not, TikTok to them is fucking new? And you guys are doing a great job at it. Do you have any advice on how to really post content or to be successful on TikTok?
Find your time.
Yeah.
Find your time for TikTok.
Yeah. Definitely make you can always like see what's trending. But like if you're an artist, like showcase your music. Make content, showcase your music, make it interesting.
But it doesn't matter if it's the same song.
Yeah, it doesn't.
The more you post, the more people will see it.
And that's the thing that I kind of loosely mentioned it earlier with Sick of It All. that was something I fucking loved about you guys, was the bands tend to say, like, yo, we've already posted about this song. We can't do it again, right? We can't post again about this. Too much. You guys aren't afraid of saying, hey, we fucking did this. Like, we worked hard on this. Like, the first time we post it doesn't mean every motherfucker in the world is seeing it. Let's keep telling people about it. You're fearless, guys. I love that.
Yeah, and that's I study like the music industry a lot. And like back in like the Motown days, they would push like singles for years. Like they wouldn't just like, hey, here's a week of us promoting it. It's more like,
here's a year.
You got to grow your song. You can't just like, oh, it's not working out. Because Sick of It All wasn't working out at first.
Yeah.
Like month one, we only had like 20K on the song or something like that. And then we kept on pushing and pushing and pushing. Now it's at 500,000 something. So it's just you got to believe in your art that you made, and just like promote it. If you think it's awesome, tell someone it's awesome. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, and TikTok specifically, if like any bands are like not sure about it, it's literally your target audience. It's your demographic. There's pop punk kids, there's rock kids, there's metalcore kids.
Bring Me the Horizon's on there now.
Yeah, Bring Me the Horizon's on there. There's older generations. There's the middle generation. There's everyone's on there. It's not like something that's like weird.
Dude, I just saw the mob from Zach and Cody on there.
Yeah.
Like she's on there. Haley Williams is on there. Like,
yeah.
Everyone's on there.
It's just something fun and like amazing that like for musicians specifically that you can kick off your music career, you know?
Absolutely. You guys are seriously, it may be tough to see this, but I'm telling you, you're inspirational because you're doing stuff. You're going against the grain in some things. You're being told things aren't pop punk or whatever the fuck it is. You're going on to TikTok and you're embracing it. I love you guys. I really can't wait to see what this year has for you. And you've told me and my listeners, our listeners now, what's going on in 21. But in a perfect, ideal world, and I know we're far from ever living in one of those, guys. But if we could just pretend like we're going to have one of those here in 21, beyond the mixtapes, beyond all this music, beyond the features, what do you hope Magnolia Park accomplishes in 2021?
Definitely just like connecting with more people. Same messages like, hey, this song meant a lot to me, or this song helped me get through a tough time.
I would love to see someone with a Magnolia Park tattoo.
Yeah, Magnolia Park tattoo would be cool.
That would be dope.
Yeah, and just like it said, like letting people know it's okay to be different. It's okay to be yourself.
It's okay to not be in a box.
Yeah.
Like boxes, like we all know boxes exist, but in this term, boxes don't exist. It's like
they don't, and just
live your life, be happy.
Be happy, and I'm hoping our music can connect with as many people as possible.
This is the recurring theme. I honestly feel like I just started talking to you. I'm looking, we're 45, 6, 7 minutes in. So I guess we're at the end here. So I want to kind of put the ball in your court and just see, is there anything else that you want to add or say or mention to our listeners and to your fans here for episode 211 of Spinning Thoughts?
We're really excited to put out all this new music. Thank you for everyone who supported us. It means the world to us, and looking forward to share our art with you.
We love you all. Don't be afraid to love. Don't be afraid to be different. Don't be afraid to stand up for yourself. Yeah. And thank you for listening to our music, and thank you for resonating with us.
Yeah.
Once again, I want to thank Tristan and Josh from Magnolia Park for being here in episode 211 of Spinning Thoughts. I cannot wait for their new single, Back on My Bullshit, featuring I Am Jake Hill. It drops February the 26th, and then we've got the Dream Eater mixtape on March the 19th, and so much more here in 2021. Make sure you follow us on all social media at Spin Thoughts. Our website is thespinningthoughts.com, and we have premiere episodes every Thursday at midnight Eastern on Adobe Radio. The video podcast drops at noon Eastern the same day, and then it hits all platforms on Mondays. We'll be back the same time, same place, but until then, Make sure you share music, spread love.
Spending most days in my head, can't find the strength to get out of bed, suffocating in my shame instead. These are the reasons I wish I was dead. See, I'm a nightmare, I'm driving life scared. You're the monster that's under my bed. See, I'm gagging, you make me wanna scream, and I'm gagging you out of my head. And I am sick of it all. You make me scream, I'm I can't take anymore. When I go, you make me scream. When I go, I see you here when I'm gone. And I am sick of it all. You make me scream and rip all my hair out. I can't take anymore. All I see is you here when I'm gone. I am sick of it all. You make me scream and rip all my hair out. I can't take anymore. All I see is you here when